option to respond to the Maduro regime in Venezuela.
A young Kenyan girl has reportedly been shot dead by police during post-election protests in Nairobi.
A night for the old-timers at the World Athletics Finals in London, as 3 previous winners stormed to victory again in Friday's action. US President Donald Trump has been warned by his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping to avoid aggravating tensions over North Korea. The 2 leaders have spoken by phone, China's president calling on all sides to avoid words and deeds capable of exacerbating the situation. Over the past week, both Trump and North Korea have been cranking up the warlike rhetoric, raising fears of a military conflict. After meeting his Secretary of State and UN ambassador, the American president said the situation with North Korea was very dangerous and would not continue. There are mixed messages from Washington. In contrast to the president's words and notorious tweets, the US Defense Secretary has urged diplomacy, saying war would be catastrophic. Tensions have worsened since North Korea carried out more missile tests in July. Pyongyang has been angered by the UN's decision to step up economic sanctions. It may be further antagonized as the Pentagon has said joint military exercises with South Korea will go ahead in 10 days' time.
Japan has begun moving its defense system to the west of the country after North Korea announced plans to launch ballistic missiles into the water near the US Pacific territory of Guam. The 4 PAC-3 surface-to-air interceptors have been brought in from eastern Japan, as its missile defense is largely centered around Tokyo. The deployment is aimed at responding to the risk of falling fragments while missiles fly over the region. Japan is a key ally to the US and hosts around 50,000 US troops. President Donald Trump says he's not going to rule out any military intervention in Venezuela, which has come under increased pressure for its human rights abuses. More than 120 people have been killed in the Latin American country and thousands arrested in over 4 months of unrest.
We have many options for Venezuela. And by the way, I'm not going to rule out a military option. We have many options for Venezuela. This is our neighbor. This is, we're all over the world. And we have troops all over the world in places that are very, very far away. Venezuela is not very far away. And the people are suffering. And they're dying. We have many options for Venezuela, including a possible military option if necessary.
Last month, the US Treasury Department targeted President Maduro with sanctions, accusing him of widespread abuses of the Venezuelan people. Speaking on state television, Venezuela's communications minister had this to say. Trump's threat is the most serious ever rendered against Venezuela's sovereignty and independence. In response to President Maduro's phone call request, Trump said yes, when democracy had been restored in the country.